Welcome back. It's a traditional practice that dates back to old Chinese medicine. And now a professional face reader has written a book all about how he uses small signs hidden in our complexion to allegedly identify larger medical issues.
Yeah, Eric Standop has read 15,000 faces and he joins us now in San Francisco. Eric, good morning to you.
Hello from San Francisco.
Great to have you
having me.
Well, pleasure having you here. Now, let's talk about face reading and how you first learnt about it.
Well, first of all, face reading is what we all do. Everyone is a face reader. You can call it empathy or intuition, but it's the first language we ever used because ancient times there have been not a lot of methods to detect people or to reveal something in our face, but there is a lot more to see in our face than just a nice face or a tired face or a happy face. The face is here to communicate, and face reading is the method, the tool for it. In ancient times, used for anything to reveal health, nutrition, relationship, giving advice. And nowadays, because of facial recognition, because of all the technology, but also because of science, it is a renaissance of face reading.
You say that you were able to tell a woman was newly pregnant just by looking at her forehead. Eric, is that right?
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. You can see that. And when we know someone very well, let's say girlfriends know each other very well, sometimes they have the intuition and say, "Are you pregnant?" So when they do that, they do face reading because they might smell it even because we have hormonal changes when we're in a different status. And it's the same when you're pregnant, and very often on the forehead that can be seen. So it's called melasma or cloasma. That means we have kind of a hormonal change that forces the skin to change into a brownish pigmentation. And when you see that, that could be a first sign of being pregnant. Of course, it could be also a sign of a thyroid issue, but with a few more signs in connection, that is a first indicator.
And as a face reader, one of the most important features you probably study, I guess, is our eyes. And you say that our iris can actually change colour based on our health?
Well, you know, the eyes are the window of the soul. That sounds a little bit mystical, I have to say. But the eyes are definitely the window of the brain because the eyes are connected via the optical nerve with the brain. So that means anything that changes in our brain is significant in the eyes. And you know, when you have a flu or you drank too much, there's definitely a change in the eyes. They're more bluish and they don't look like they usually do as healthy. So the iris can change under the circumstances of high amount of acidity. So especially green-eyed people are a little bit suspicious because they might be blue-eyed. So if you know someone very well who usually has blue eyes and now those eyes change into a greenish color, there might be a high amount of acidity in this person.
Wow.
Eric, face reading has largely been dismissed by Western medicine, but you've converted non-believers in the past. Tell us about that.
Well, first of all, the godfather of every doctor is Hippocrates, and Hippocrates was a face reader. There was no blood screening, there was no x-rays, so what did he do? He smelled and he looked. Sometimes he might have touched as well. So he even wrote articles, not articles, but he wrote essays about face reading and what to detect and where. So we are face readers, and even our doctors are face readers. I always say a highly developed doctor also instinctively reads a face and has a first idea of what's going on with his patient. Yeah, sometimes I turn doubters into believers, although this is not really my mission. My mission is just to make everyone aware to be a face reader. But I remember it was pretty much at the beginning, 15 years ago, when I had this guy who strongly not believed in that a face is telling something about his health. And by looking at his chin, I was very lucky because that was a very strong sign. He showed a lot of vessels here in the skin. And we also saw strong, dark red lips. And it was a sign of a lot of blood flow going on. And because the chin is connected via the nervous system with the digestive system, with the colon, I could see there is a lot of blood flow in the colon. So I summed it up to hemorrhoids, and that's what I told him, and that was a shocking moment for him.
Yeah, knowing that hemorrhoids are on your face is a shocking moment. But Eric, it's an interesting book and an interesting idea too. I think more people will be fascinated by this. Pick up a copy of Eric's book, Read the Face. It's in all good bookstores now. And of course, if you have any health concerns, please consult your GP. Cheers, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.